Okay, let's talk about this preview render view and called camera control. If you move your camera in the display scene, it's automatically update and render. You can click on that. Auto update. For example, changing the scene like that. If it does not automatically update, just click to refresh. You can see click, refresh. If you right click, you can see it's auto update or other setting. But let's talk about rendered CPU usage of this process. For example, if I choose something there and just click to render, you can see we use a lot of CPU here. But if you, for example, insert some cloud in the scene, yes, I want to update camera, sun position, you can see it's, if you especially if we insert the clouds, we are using lots of CPU in our scene. For better using your view and your other thing, for example, I'm recording, I'm rendering, right click and turn off auto updates. It's better if you change something and then just click to update your setting. And from here you can change which camera do you want to render. Top camera do you want to render, just click to refresh, or just this main camera. And here you can refresh, click on here, or doing something like that. Let's render this camera. I think I have to choose this to choose preview camera. Okay, you can see it's rendering this. From here you can choose perspective camera. Switch to perspective view. Just click. If you want to render directly in scene, because it's not auto update, you can just click on this button. Which was that? Yeah, this button, and it will render directly in here. But if you simply just a simple movement, this post render of option will be appear that you can change brightness or anything, and it cancel it. Okay, it's very simple. Just click once to exit that window, or just click to render in preview here. Nice. Make sure that you are in main camera and switch to perspective view. Okay, and so I will turn on the auto update just for but with click. If you want, you can show this stripe framing stripes. That's nice. It's rendering based on the aspect ratio of your viewport. For example, Full HD. It does not render all of this. It's better because it does not need to render all of these parts. Another thing, the preview quality, make it to the fast, because we want to fast see what happened in the render. It's better. Priority render, you can make it to the low, because if you make it, for example, priority render to the high, if your software does, for example, material updating, lighting, or anything, they are stopped, and the priority for render reach to this part. So you can make it a priority in the low to allow to other part of the software working properly. And if you want, you can render dynamic ecosystem or displacement map. It's very important ticked. If, for example, you have a displacement map, it's a black and white code that I will be explaining in material. It's black and white. The white part make the polygons up. The black point make it 0 and a gray on in between. This is a displacement map. With a black and white image, you can create a complex modeling in a scene, like bombs, like these erosions, anything. And that's it. So make sure that doing that. Okay, and you can see we are lots of cloud here in our scene, and it's rendering and rendering. You can see we have a lots of usage of CPU. If you're changing the clouds, especially if you go to the cloud editor and you can see, for example, randomize it, change all of the settings, we have a lots of usage of CPU. If you don't want to something like that, it's update. You can see it's take time to render this sky dome with any changes. If you have you can see it's not auto update, and we have a time to render this, or just click, it will be render better here. If you don't want and you have not very powerful system, you can go to the display atmosphere. This is an atmosphere preview, and you can turn off atmosphere preview, and everything is deleted and it's not showing in viewport, and you have a very light viewport. For example, if you want to see the clouds, what's happening, just render it here to better seeing that. Okay, if you want, you can do something like that. You can go into the display and turn it on, or if you don't want, you can tell, okay, just turn off the cloud preview, lens flare preview, or planet preview. With the first one, you completely turn off previewing this scene. You can see it's rendered completely sky dome, and it's not very beautiful. You can see it's better in a render. You can see this cloud, but again, it's auto update is turned off, and other settings are changing to the low. And if you don't want, you can turn off the atmosphere to better see. You can see if I go to the display, turn it off, now you can see we are not using our CPU too much. You can navigate on your scene and doing your works. Nice. Other buttons are very easy. You can, I've explained it before, you can pan your scene, you can zoom, you can rotate around, you can moving like this. You can change the focal length of the camera. I've explained it before. It's frame all objects in the camera view. It's frame all object. You can see. Yeah, it's frame all object to, this is an active camera, main camera. You can see, sorry for that. We have two different things. You can see we have a camera here. You can see we are in a top view. If you rotate, you can see the camera is rotating here because we are not in a camera, this camera. For going to this camera view, you have to go in this item. Copy current view to the perspective. Now we are out of the camera. You can see we are out of the camera and we are in a perspective view. You can see the camera lighting or anything else. And these buttons just working with the camera. This is a perspective. So we have two different views. This is a perspective view out of the camera. And if you click again, you are going to your camera view. But the other views are different. You can go to the camera and select them, and these items are turned off because these are not perspective view. So it's very simple. For example, going to the top and frame all. So you can frame all of the objects in a scene. Or if you don't want to move your camera, you can simply lock it. You can see you can mm, you can change the camera view, but you cannot change the camera. It's locked. You can see. If you go into the camera, secure the camera. Now it's locked and you cannot turn. Main camera, and you cannot move and rotate. If you want, you can make sure this item means you are in a camera, and if you click that, you are now out of the camera. Our camera is here. You can see. Left click, copy current view to the camera view. Right click, store current view in new camera if you want. And these icons are there. You can see you can switch between the camera number 1, 2, 3. Store camera, that you store it there. Manage cameras, you can see we have lots of camera here. Main camera, top camera number 1, 2, 3, and you can delete them if you want, or completely create a new camera. Nice. The view of camera is there. So these buttons are very easy to use. Okay, in next lessons, the future lessons, you're going to camera and you explain it more. Don't worry about that. This is an properties of the camera. The main camera, you can see it, and we explain all of its settings.